I've been finding a lot of stuff at Dollarama lately, a lot of really good and interesting stuff. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to start a new video series where I take a look at all the stuff that I find at Dollarama. Hey everyone, so for those of you that might be wondering, hey, what's Dollarama? It's a dollar store that's found throughout Canada. There are tons and tons and tons of locations of this particular dollar store, and they tend to get a cross between cruddy stuff that's going to break immediately and stuff that was destined for other stores but either was being sold for too high of a price and never sold, or just overstocked from other stores and just somehow finds its way to Dollarama. Now, I've been finding a lot of very decent toys throughout the summer, and I've come to realize after years and years of shopping at the store that there are always great toys to be found at Dollarama, mostly in the summertime and right before Christmas as well. Those seem to be the best times for toy shopping at Dollarama, but all year round, of course, they're always getting new merchandise, so you never know what you might find. Now, for this video, for this first video, I have a bunch of stuff to share. All this stuff is official, licensed, what have you. It's just stuff that would have been sold in other stores, especially in Walmart and Toys R Us, but they probably charged way too much for them, or there wasn't really an audience for it, or they just overestimated how many people would actually be interested in these products and produced way too much, and somehow over the years it ends up at Dollarama. So starting out with this first very large bag here, I have a whole bunch of random stuff in this bag. I have another bag as well that has a bunch of toys that are very specific to one series, but I'll get to those at the end. So first up, I have these 4 action figures right here. They're very good quality, and these ones were produced by Mattel, so you know that they're, I mean, even Mattel's capable of making trash, but these, I'm telling you, are really good. They are the Ghostbusters figures based off of the actors from the original Ghostbuster movie, and you might see that there's an empty spot in all these here. There's 4 figures in total, but in the empty spots there were pieces, and what a lot of action figures do, especially if there's like a series of action figures, there are different pieces that you can combine together to form either one figure or a statue or something, and all the pieces that came with those figures combined together to form the Ghostbusters logo right there, and it's really nice. It actually glows in the dark as well, so that's a nice added touch there. I'm not the world's biggest Ghostbusters fan, but Ghostbusters will always have a place in my heart, at least somewhere deep down, maybe in the back, filed away behind a couple of other things, but I do like Ghostbusters, and it was nice seeing those at Dollarama. The same day that I found those, I found out a bunch of other stuff as well. The next item here was just really weird, not expected at all. It is from this series of toys called Vinyl Idols. I don't know anything about this, and I'm gonna assume that maybe Funko has something to do with this, but probably not. Not really certain about that. On the bottom it does say Vinyl Sugar. Never heard of them before, but it is this like vinyl figure of Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and this is just like, I was not prepared to see anything like this at all. I very much so enjoyed Fast Times at Ridgemont High, so it was nice and interesting to see a figure of Jeff Spicoli. He was this like surfer pothead that just was like a class clown without actually noticing that he's being a class clown, and he was just a funny, interesting character. Definitely a departure from roles that Sean Penn would take later on in his acting career. The next 2 items, I've seen these at Walmart and Toys R Us still to this day, and they're asking like crazy amounts for these. I've even seen them in clearance at Walmart for about like 10 bucks, and I still think that's too much, but these were $4 each. They are these Cubros. Yeah, Cubros are what they're called. These are them. This one obviously is Spock, and it is original series Spock, Leonard Nimoy that is. And the other one is the classic Terminator, basically the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator right there. But this one is licensed as being from Terminator Genesis, which was a lackluster movie, but it's whatever. And these ones here are actually produced by Mega Bloks. And I suppose the reason why these would end up at Dollarama is because recently Mega Bloks did see a rebranding of sorts as Mega Construct, I think is what they're called now. And all their new products have their new logo, new information, new name, new everything on it. So I suppose the older stuff is going to start getting cleared out. These are fairly nice designs. Like, I mean, they're exactly the same as you see them on the front there of the packaging. You can see them on the side as well. They did have other ones as well that were related to Halo, Masters of the Universe, and something else I'm forgetting right now, Assassin's Creed, but I didn't really care for any of those, so I didn't bother getting any of them. Now, the last two items in this first bag are some of these reaction figures. I want to say that these are supposed to be in the style of Kenner toys from the like 70s and 80s, like the old 3 3/4 inch form factor. And these ones here, like, I've seen lots of them in the past at Dollarama, but I just never bothered to grab any of them. I did see some from Predator, I believe, and I think there might have been a Star Wars one that I'm vaguely remembering, but I didn't end up grabbing any of these in the past because at first I was like, $4, kind of steep for Dollarama. $4 is pretty much their top of the line price point when it comes to anything really in their store. $4 is the max. You'd expect everything to be $1, but it's usually not the case. These two figures here, though, are from the movie The Karate Kid. I was looking around to see if they had any more from this set, but they seem to only have these two figures, and in fact, they literally had just these two figures in the entire store, so I grabbed both of them. They are both figures of Daniel from Karate Kid. Obviously, this one here is in his karate uniform, and this is just training Daniel with his stupid bucket of water and a brush. Very weird and stupid accessories. I mean, they're accurate to that moment in time in the movie, but they're stupid in terms of an accessory for a action figure. But even Karate Uniform Daniel's accessory isn't anything to phone home about either. It's just the trophy, and a pretty crappily put together trophy to boot. So, I mean, in terms of accessories, that kind of sucks, but it is nice to find stuff like this at Dollarama, especially for such cheap, because even $4 is an amazing price for these. I've seen ones from other series at stores like EB Games and Walmart, and they tend to want way more than just $4 per figure. Now let me just throw this one bag off to the side into the trash, and I missed. And let's move on to the next bag over here that has a lot more stuff in here, but I'm going to try to get through these much faster than the rest of the stuff. All these things come from one single series. That series is something that has been turned into a multimedia franchise of sorts in the likes of Pokemon, and it is a video game, a cartoon, a toy line. I think maybe there might be trading cards, but I'm not too certain about that. I'm almost certain there are trading cards as well. And it is a game for a Nintendo console, and that console is the 3DS. The series that I'm talking about is Yokai Watch, and honestly, I see why all these toys ended up at Dollarama, and the main reason is because they really pushed the series hard before it had time to latch on to the attention of kids these days. Definitely when it came to Pokemon, there was a lot of anticipation, not much knowledge of it because you couldn't really look up things online at the time, well, at least not easily. And it was just something that really got word of mouth on the playground and at school. So of course lots of kids got into it really easily. But as for Yokai Watch, I personally have obviously no experience with what kids like these days. But definitely, I tried playing the game. I tried playing the first one for the 3DS, and I was never really able to finish it. And I went ahead and I grabbed the second one as well, which I never even started. But hopefully I can get around to playing it sometime soon. But the main draw to these toys, the main reason why I went for them, other than the fact that they were so dirt cheap compared to the ridiculous prices they were originally asking for these toys in stores like Walmart, Toys R Us, and even EB Games, they were just asking way too much for these things, and all these were $4 or less, so I was definitely up for it. But there were some transforming toys as well, and that I had no knowledge of whatsoever. I did not even realize that they had transforming toys for Yokai Watch, and those ones I absolutely wanted to get them. But I'm just going to pull out everything from this bag one at a time. Just look at it quickly. First one up here is this small figure of Komajiro, Jibanyan, Robanyan, Badinyan. I don't even know how to say their names really. But all these ones here come with one of these medals or medallions. I'm trying to remember what they were referred to as in the game and in the show. But they're either medals or medallions, and each of them includes one that is related to the figure in the package. But all the Yokai Watch toys come with a medallion as well. Moving on from those smaller figures, we get to the more interesting stuff in here. First we have this larger figure here. I'm not really sure what to classify this as. It looks to be just like a stationary figure here that comes with glow-in-the-dark eye stickers. So I guess its gimmick is that there's stickers that you stick onto its face so that it has different looks to it. So the first one here is of Jibanyan again. Another one of those that I found at the store was this one here of Koma-san. And this one here also looks vaguely familiar, but I don't even remember if I encountered him in the game or not. But I'm almost certain that this is supposed to be like a secondary character that's like really prevalent in the series. But my knowledge of Yokai Watch is pretty limited. But all this stuff is just really good quality. It is a level 5 and Nintendo property, and I did want to start buying some of the toys, but again, the price is what held me back from buying them for the longest time. Moving on from those glow-in-the-dark figures, we have the transforming figures, the ones that were the most interesting to me at least. This first one here is of Koma-san, and it seems like he transforms to include an ice cream cone and a suit that he wears. I don't know how accurate that is to the TV show, if they're able to transform and do stuff like that as well. The other one here turns into Badinyan. So it is of Jibanyan, and he turns into Badinyan. And then the last of these transforming figures is of Whisper. And he transforms into this tall guy in a suit with fans on his hands and a gas mask as well, which is weird and interesting. If you guys have any more information on these toys, maybe the context of these transformations as well, just let me know in the comment section below. And the last set of items here that I bought from this Dollarama that are part of this Yokai Watch set is, of course, the Yokai Watch and some of the medals or medallions or whatever they're called. They were selling these in 2 and 3 packs. They are from 2 different series, and they were all being sold for $1 a piece, so I grabbed 2 of each just to get some of them. And then we have the Yokai Watch here itself, which was retailing for about $30 if I remember correctly, and I considered getting it for a little while, but then I thought, you know what, it's way too steep. I'll just wait and see if the price drops or if I can get it secondhand. And then, of course, Dollarama got stock of them somehow and has them priced at just $4, so of course I was going to grab one. Now, this is definitely a good sign. Dollarama's been getting a lot of great stuff lately, a lot of licensed official stuff, and hopefully the more that I see stuff getting cleared out of regular retail stores, maybe it'll start ending up at Dollarama. I've heard of a lot of other series of toys that have ended up at Dollarama over the years, and right now I'm seeing a lot of the World of Nintendo toys getting cleared out from Walmart, so hopefully some of them end up at Dollarama sometime in the near future. Maybe even by Christmas time we should have a whole bunch of new toys as well. But this was just my first video in this new series. If this is something that you want to continue seeing, please just let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, anything you have to say, comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, anything at all, just put in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Check out my Facebook, Twitter, and website. They're all linked in the description below. And also linked in the description below is a link to my 500 subscribers contest. Check it out as well if you'd like. And that's it. See ya.